Okay guys, welcome back to another episode of the Breaking ROX podcast. Here alongside me we have Piero, one of our gun fabricators. Piero, why don't you kick things off, introduce yourself and let us know sort of, where you came from and how long you've been part of the team now.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. My name is Pier, obviously. Come from Italy. I've been here in Perth for the last 10 years.
Yep.
And I'm actually a welder fabricator, as you said. And been at Bentec for the last 3 years.
Yeah, sweet. So what was why did you come to Australia? What made you want to head over here? Obviously, it's a beautiful country, but
It is.
is there any particular reason why you chose Australia?
First, I was 25 years old.
Yep.
And wanted a bit of a change in my life. And wanted to improve my English.
Mm-hmm.
And the beginning was kind of a experience, and moved to Australia with a working holiday visa, and the intentions was to stay here for 1-2 years max. But then I ended up falling in love with Australia and like the lifestyle, like the place, and I decided to stay here.
Yep.
So I worked really hard to get through all my visas, and until 3 years ago, I became a citizen.
Yeah, nice. So did you do your apprenticeship here in Australia?
No, I did it in Italy for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I became a fabricator when I was 19 after the school diploma.
Yep.
Kind of bumped into this job. I didn't study for this job, but because of certain circumstances, I bumped into this job in this really small family company.
Yeah.
And after 3 years, I became a qualified fabricator. Spent a further 6 years with the company. And then I decided to move to Australia because I wanted to do more with my life, change a little bit. Just improve my skills.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. So what about, say, over in Italy, obviously fabrication is quite big here, especially in Perth, given all the mining and the resource sector. What's it sort of like? What are the differences in terms of fabricating here and fabricating in Italy? Obviously there's going to be different projects, but...
Yeah, it's more... in Italy, I was more doing balustrades.
Yeah, okay.
And agricultural trailers.
Yep.
Because that's a main resource that we got there. Because where I'm from, it's a little town in the hills, 2,000 people, really small, full of vineyards. So agriculture is probably the main income for the area.
Okay, yep.
And obviously, and then balustrades for just buildings, stuff like that.
Mm.
So obviously here in Perth is more engineering,
mm-hmm.
I used to do architectural stuff here, but balustrades and stuff.
Yeah.
And then moved into engineering because, I don't know, it's different. That's why I'm skilled in mild steel, stainless steel, and aluminium, because I've been working in all these different sectors.
Yeah.
That's what I actually wanted to achieve before coming to Australia, improve my skills, and glad I did.
Yeah, definitely. No, I've seen some of the work that you've done here is incredible.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite projects that you worked on here at Bentec?
Definitely the 795F.
Yep.
That was a really big platform, one of the best ones that we probably made so far. Yeah, because it was a team effort as well. So it was actually really good to work with all my coworkers and try to make it work and look nice.
Yeah.
And, was quite outstanding seeing all put together. And I think we were all really proud of ourselves, something different.
Yeah, that was. We've got some photos of that, which we'll overlay over the podcast and give you guys a bit of a look at that. But yeah, that was amazing, and seeing it all kind of put together.
Yeah.
And just the scale of it was huge.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges in making something or fabricating something that's of that size?
Yeah, definitely the size.
Yeah.
The size is, but to be honest, so here is not too bad because our factory is really well equipped with cranes and stuff.
Yeah.
So makes everything easier. Would be harder like some other workshop, but
Yeah, well, that's we the roof's so high here, and the crane is so high here, and
no, we are very well equipped.
Yeah.
And obviously everything is all easier now for us fabricators here because we got a 3D tube laser.
yeah,
And that makes our jobs way easier and cuts down times in fabrication. And it's good to be at Bentec.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad a place to work, and I guess like you just touched on all the tube lasers and flatbed lasers and stuff we got. I mean, it just supplies you guys almost like a bit of a Meccano set, doesn't it?
That's right.
And it's ready just for you to do your work on it, eh?
3 years ago, when we didn't have the tube laser, we had to mark every single thing, like where the box section was going off the drawing and stuff. Now, because that tube laser is actually etching where the box section is going to go and stuff like that. So unless it hasn't been etched because maybe engineer forgot to do it, like it's everything there. Sometimes we don't even have to use our tape measure anymore. Like and makes it so quick.
Yeah.
Like I think you can save easily in a normal size platform that we usually make. You can easily save 3, 4, 5 hours just out of the mark inside of it.
Yeah,
like,
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a great machine. Like
it's pretty impressive, eh?
It is, and it's so accurate. Like cannot fault it.
How long did that one take for you guys to fabricate?
I think for one, those are technically our 4 platforms.
Yeah.
So because they actually bolt into each other,
stack on top of each other.
That's right. So technically, it should take for one person roughly a month.
Yeah.
But I think we made it because it was three of us working on it. I think we managed to get it out in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
For how big the platform is. Like, and that's, like you said, it's for those 793Fs are a massive truck.
Yeah.
And accessing the tray is like one of the highest points on the truck. Like, yeah. Again, we've got some photos of that. We might even have we've even got a bit of video which we can show you the scale of that platform. It was insane. So what sort of tips would you give someone who wants to get into fabricating? What would you say to some of maybe some younger viewers or someone might want to change career? What would you sort of say about fabricating? What tips would you give?
I think you gotta be lucky to have a good mentor.
Yep.
Because if you don't have someone that is willing to actually teach you how to be a fabricator, you're already starting like in bad point of view. Like
yes.
And once you have actually a good mentor, just listen and be focused and follow the drawings. That's the main tip. Like follow the drawings.
Yeah.
Don't assume things.
Yeah.
Off the drawing, just give it a quick read, and then leave it on the side. So always follow the drawing.
Always follow the drawings.
Yeah.
I'm interested. What are some of the different? You said that your experience in both steel and aluminium welding. What are some of the differences in sort of skill sets there and like processes involved? Is it pretty similar or?
No, every material actually pulls differently when you weld it. Like when you weld stainless steel, for example, it pulls way more than aluminium. So to keep things square, it's way harder.
Sure.
So aluminium, obviously, welding process is different because it can be mixed, it can be teaked, but it's different. The dams that you gotta use is way hotter welding aluminium than stainless, and aluminium is more forgiving as a material, like because
softer and things like that.
It's softer, it's lighter, but also stainless steel because it's more expensive, more. The job that you do on stainless, for example, balustrades, the welds, and they need to look nice and tidy because Otherwise, it just doesn't look right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's it. If it's a stainless steel balustrade, it's going to be on view. It's not like it's almost like a level of like artistic piece, isn't it?
Correct.
In some regard. What do you prefer?
At the moment, I can say aluminium.
Yeah. You spend most of your time doing aluminium these days?
Yeah, I just do aluminium at the moment.
Yeah.
And I like it because it's just light, easy, versatile. Like
Yeah, that's all right. I guess like when you're fabricating and putting all the pieces around and like it's not some heavy bit of steel.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't need need the crane. Like I can just pick it up by hand and flip it by hand, or just call one of my colleagues and say, "Oh, hey mate, can you give me a hand, please?"
Exactly. Yeah.
When
we still guys out there.
Yeah, when we still wouldn't be possible, like because most of the times all the structures that we make here, like most of the times are really heavy, so you always need the crane, and that's all time that you have to allow into fabrication because it takes time and
Well, we walk around and see you guys out there, and you're a lot of the work you put out. You can see that you put like a lot of care into your work, and obviously it comes out in the end product. Those welds look really good, and I mean you gave some advice before about how to get into it. But like, what would you say is like really important in the skill of fabrication and welding, like which you find sort of important to you? And
just practicing.
Yeah,
and our job is that sort of job that you never stop learning. And that's why I'm still, after 15 years I've been doing it, I'm still learning. And it's amazing because there is always someone that knows more than you.
Yeah.
So you just got to be humble and make questions to people that know more than you and just learn from it. That's life in general.
Yeah, that's a really good mindset to have, isn't it?
That's the best attitude to have towards anything, hey? Like always learning, always receptive to new information, and things are always changing. I mean, like you said with the tube layers, like we didn't have that before. Now we've got it now. Although it makes it easier, it still changes your process a little bit. You know what I mean? You have to learn new things and be receptive to new things. And, sometimes you might not have the luxury of the tube laser, so you've got to go back to manually measuring everything and manually doing all that stuff. So you've got to be, it's one of those jobs, especially with like, as you would know, like we do such a wide variety of things. Even like we do such a wide variety of platforms.
Yeah,
like it's not like you're just building the same thing over and over again.
That's why I also like working.
Yeah,
because it's not like being a machine or a robot.
Yeah,
just produce the same things over and over again.
Yeah,
and it's good because every now and then I get to do some new platforms. And obviously, when the sales team comes back and shows us picture of the platform used on site, it's make ourselves proud. Like you thought, build that.
Yeah. That's the fulfilling part of it, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the photos of those 793Fs on site?
Yes.
Up against the truck.
Yes, and it was so cool.
Yeah, it's wicked. Hey, it's wicked. It's also good from our point of view in marketing. Although we didn't build it, sometimes we see. And we market these things, and sometimes some products we don't know what they're for until there was a good one the other day of that cab stand.
Yeah, the Cat D10. Yeah.
It's kind of an obscure looking item when it's out in the pit stop, but when you actually see what it's for, it's like, it makes it so much more tangible. Like, and you can see again from your point of view with all the platforms that you make, but with that big 793F rear tray and side access, like seeing it there and being able to like understand it, like. You're making someone's job so much safer
and easier,
and so much easier, and so much more efficient.
Yeah, especially when those ones. I think we got one variety of it. I think we can actually install the lift.
Yep.
So it's just makes their life so easy.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can just put everything on the lift everything up on the second floor.
Yeah.
And have everything there. Like instead of carrying all the tools up the stairs, like it's good.
We do some cool things here, and I think that's, it's probably a good way to move into my next question. You kind of touched on the variety of what we do here and how that makes you enjoy your job. What else about Bentech do you like?
I definitely like the culture and flexibility. Like for example, lately I've been starting working at 5 o'clock in the morning and finishing at 2 because my son just started kindy.
Yeah.
So I'm able to go and pick him up at 3.
Yeah, I bet he loves that.
Spend some time with him.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed nowadays.
Yeah.
And gotta give credit to the company.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think we are pretty flexible here, and like we got a real family culture, and a lot of people have got kids here, and as you can see at our end of year dues, you know, like so many kids at the Christmas party, you know, it's so good. Yeah,
yes,
that's something we do really well here. I think.
All the present for the kids. I got 2 kids, and they were so happy that day. Like it's simple things, but makes everyone happy. You know, it's just
It's amazing to see that culture continue through the years as well as we've grown. Because it did start off as very much just a small sort of family business, and even when you started 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was still pretty, quite a small time place, and it had that strong family culture. But now we're at over 100 employees at Bentech.
So much bigger now.
And you see the Christmas, just as you said, the Christmas with all the kids around, and that culture still filtered. Our family culture still filtered through, even though that's 5 times the amount of people.
It's definitely a great company to work for.
Yeah,
you cannot complain.
Yeah,
if you complain about this, something wrong with you.
That's it,
definitely. So you mentioned you got obviously your son in kindy. How many kids have you got now?
Got 2 kids.
2?
1 boy, 1 girl.
Yeah. How old they must be? 4, 5, and
Liam is 4 and Lillian is 2.
Liam's a good dad. My brother's name's Liam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he was on one of the podcasts.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Watched it.
What else? So what like outside of work? Tell us a bit about yourself outside of work. What are you into?
I just spend time with the kids.
Yeah.
Actually, that's life in the last 4 years. Like spending time with the kids. That's why it's so good working here, because I can just pick him up and then go swimming, for example, or just go down to the beach.
Yeah.
I live in Scarborough, so just close. Like that's all we do. Like trying to spend time with him as much as I can. Now that he's willing to spend time with me.
Yeah, that's it. You'll get to one day you won't be cool enough anymore.
Correct.
And you're originally from, you mentioned it earlier, but you're from up like sort of northwest of Italy.
That's right, yeah.
Town of 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 people in a small town, 45 minutes away from Turin, and close to the French border. And as I said, like full of vineyards, probably best red wine that you could possibly have from Italy is coming from that area.
Yeah, okay. Love red wine.
Yeah, and also Nutella is made there.
Yeah?
Yeah, Ferrero is actually based in Alba, which is 10 minutes away from where I'm from.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my partner Emma was there during the year, and she was saying that it is one of the most beautiful places in the world up there.
It's nice. It's nice as a tourist, but I'd rather live in Australia.
Yeah, okay.
Put it that way.
What's some of the like actual main differences from, obviously you spent 25 years in Italy. What are some of the sort of like, what did you notice most about living over here?
For example, the working time, like it's all different. Like I know this might be funny, but start working at 8 o'clock in the morning, work until 12, then have a 2-hour break. So you go home, have lunch, have a nap,
and
then go back to work for another 4 hours, for example, from 2 to 6.
Yeah, okay.
So that's very different from here. And at the beginning, I actually struggled. I remember first job starting at 6, so
no siesta.
So
yeah.
But now I'm used to it. So after 10 years, so
no, that's cool.
Have you done much? Have you being from Italy? Have you seen a fair bit of Europe?
Yes, a lot of Italy, because my dad was a train conductor.
Yeah.
So I used to have like free train rides. So train rides. So I used to go Rome, Milan, Florence, in those places heaps of times. Like I think in Rome I've been 12 times. And I've been to Barcelona, I've been to Amsterdam, been to Budapest, Paris, London, Switzerland. I went to Lugano. Traveled a bit. That's probably what I miss about Europe.
Yeah.
And being in Perth, probably the most isolated city in the world, is a bit
It's a bit different, hey?
different.
Yeah.
But I like it here. I like it. The southwest of Australia is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place to live.
100%. I think Perth's such a like hidden gem globally. Like it's so nice. Like that coastline is insane.
Yeah.
It's such a good place to live.
Yeah, I've been in Melbourne, Sydney. Like I haven't been to Queensland yet, which I was telling you that I would like to go.
Yeah.
That's a good place.
And Tasmania, I haven't been to Tasmania either. I've been to Adelaide, but Perth, still small and livable. When Sydney and Melbourne are just big. And
So much busier. It seems like everything's going. Like I've been to Melbourne and I've been to Queensland. I've been to Sydney, but most of the time for work, and everything just feels like it's so much more panicky over there. Even just driving around, it's like way more full on, and it's just a completely different vibe to Perth.
But even moving from one place to another of the city, like it takes so long.
Yeah.
When here, it's still like, you're still half an hour away from everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Like everywhere's 20 minutes away.
It's good.
Yeah, no, it is good. It is good. Well, I think that's probably a good way to finish up with some stuff from your personal life. Thanks again for coming on. Thanks again for spending some time away from your what you do out there. And no, it was great to It was great to have someone different on from in the fabrication area and bring some different insight to what we do, and hopefully we can overlay some as I touched on, overlay some footage of those platforms, and maybe a bit of stuff of you doing your thing. We might get some footage of that happening too.
Yep.
But yeah,
really good.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up episode number 9, guys. It was great having Piero on. But yeah, signing off. See you all next time.
Like and subscribe.